So we can go whenever.
Let's go.
All right, let's rock. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brandon from Audio Addiction. You know who we have back? A familiar face. You can say his name and I don't
Hey
know, other
guys,
shit.
Jared, you guys, by unpopular request, I am back on the show.
Oh, come on. You didn't. You actually asked me to see if I wanted to do this album, and I have not listened to Incendiary. This will be the first time. I can't think of a better time to start off listening to a band than to listen to their brand new album. Change the way you think about pain. And Jared was giving me a lot of DMs saying like we should do this one. So I feel like if anything, you can thank Jared in the chat or in the comments for us doing this record. So otherwise, I don't know if I would have done this. So you can, all the praise goes to Jared. You know. So that's all I'm gonna say.
I appreciate it. You know so many bands that I figured, these are New York boys, that I figured you definitely would have known. So I'm happy to be here.
To be fair, I don't know too much about hardcore music. I know like a good amount, but not. Incendiary is like one band that I've seen their name pop up, but I just, for whatever reason, just never checked their stuff out. So I think this is a good time to start. Have you been a fan of Incendiary for a long time, or?
So I found out about these guys like right when COVID was getting kicked off. I remember it vividly. I was driving in Columbus, Ohio, and it's like icy winter, and this came on a playlist and from their last album, Thousand Mile Stare, and I went, oh yeah, and I started doing a little bit of
exactly
research
like
on
that.
Guys. Oh yeah, the same thing with Boundaries hit me that same way too.
Okay.
But yeah, these guys are maybe not as well known, but they're on the same label as Jesus Piece, who I know you were also thinking about.
I might have to have you back on for Jesus Piece.
And they their last album and this one was actually produced by Will Putney, who's done. He's a god. So
say less. That's all you need to say is Will Putney. I love that dude. I don't care. I'm stoked. Very exciting. Well, guys, if you like Incendiary, again, thank Jared in the comments. Andy said thank you, so I feel like he knows. He was in my the one I did for Counterparts, so big salutes to Andy. Miss you, bud. Hope you're doing well. But we are going to get into the first track. Listen, Bite the Hook. We're going to start off. I think this is... Do you know... Have you listened to any of the singles before we start?
So there's 3 singles that were released. I believe this was the first one or one of the first ones. I have listened to Bite the Hook. I have not listened to any of the other ones.
Oh, so this is... So other than this song, everything else is new?
New, yeah.
Whew. All right, well... Jared said this is a short one, so we're gonna start it off right. So let's get into it.
Take it away. Every plan I put in motion, every sacrifice I made, it stays. It stays the same.
Will is crushing it.
But I'm soaked in rain. Trip it up and feel it in. What the gun, it never ends. Talk about commitment, gotta make amends. It never stops or goes away. I rip the weeds from my garden every day. It never stops or goes away. I rip the weeds
if it's the same as this, yeah.
Promise me, there's a platform by your state.
That drumming is clean.
Oh yeah.
There's a single shred of faith.
I just crowd picked the cover.
Carry by on change for change's sake. Carry by on a spirit meant to break. It never stops or goes away. I rip the weeds from my garden every day.
swinging.
Into the mirror, face the one you blame. Look into the mirror, face the one you blame.
Oh yes.
Face the one you blame.
Oh my god. We can't get into Jesus Bones. That's next, but wow, what the hell, man?
What a way to open an album.
Yeah, I don't think they could. They literally came out swinging, like metaphorically
did.
and literally. I feel like this
Yeah.
would, if they did like an album, like just an album, like I don't know, release party or whatever, and they played this album front to back. Ooh, what a song to start off the set list with. That'd be insane.
Dude. That's what I love. So this band is, man, it's super upbeat, just like hardcore, right? It has a lot of the elements that I love about bands like Boundaries, right? I hear some similarities in the guitars and the dissonance and other bands like Knocked Loose, right? So kind of like these bands that sort of like they border between both genres that I love. But I love how how kind of like raw and in your face this is. This is definitely more polished and clean than their last album. Like with the drumming, on point drumming on this track too.
The drumming is, I think that's what makes it, is like you go through some of those moments where you're like, okay, this like chug part is interesting, but the way that the drums switch up and how it basically changes the energy of the track is insane. So kudos to their drummer. I don't know what their name is. I'll probably look it up after this, but man, they crush. That was, for never listening to Incendiary first, and this is the first song I have to listen to get introduced to them. I might have to go back and listen to some newer stuff, I think, or older stuff. I mean, we are listening to the newer stuff now, but I also gotta give a shout out to Will, because man, this sounds so punchy. Like there's something about it where I think he just does his best work with those heavy, like those like hardcore, like I don't know. He crushes it with the mix. He just knows exactly what to do with like the guitars, the bass, the drums. Just once that breakdown kind of thing opened up, like you could hear the reverb of the fucking like snare drum. It just sounded like, I just, in my head as the song was cycling, I just could imagine like a Hate 5-6 video playing in my head of someone just getting the absolute shit beat out of them because, crowd killing. I think
one of the things I like most about Will is that you can tell he definitely is involved in the writing process.
Oh yeah,
with a lot of these guys. And you wouldn't. I mean, you don't know it just by looking at the guy, but he's like lyrical. He can do everything. He can write lyrics. He can write guitar riffs. Like he can do drum. This guy, he does everything. So like hearing some of those elements like that, like I know are Will on other records. I'm like, okay, yeah, he definitely had his hand.
The hand was in definitely the cookie jars.
He was in his bag for this one for sure.
Yeah, I think too, and it also is crazy to me because he's in so many different projects now. Fit for an Autopsy, at End, like he's probably in other projects as well. But like, I appreciate the fact that he's so invested in whatever band he does production for, whether it's like from just being an engineer and doing the production for it to, like you said, having more of a heavier hand in the writing process, and is like, okay, like the band is willing to just give up some of their creative control to, pass it off to Will to work his magic. And so I think that you gotta love it too. Also, Better Lovers. I completely forgot he's in Better Lovers. I didn't know he was in Better Lovers. I did not know that.
I learned that just now.
Learned, the more you know.
The rainbow.
The more you know. Yeah, I would play the meme, but we're doing this live, so I can't do that. But this was great. I think if this song that we started off with, Bite the Hook, is anything like the rest of this album, it's gonna be a good album, I think.
I'm gonna have a couple $100 in property damage charges. To, yeah.
Your downstairs neighbor or your next door neighbors will probably not be
Yeah.
too thrilled about that. I'll
It'll
probably
be the first time that I get a noise complaint without actually having the music playing through the speakers.
Well, I don't
stoked.
know if I don't know if I can play for your, I don't know if I can help you out in your legal trials, but well, guys, thumbs up the video, and any money I make, I'll give to Jared if he does get in trouble. So
for my holes in my wall.
for the
yeah.
holes in the wall, yeah. So, love it. We are gonna get into the next track, which is Jesus Bones. I had to move it back a little bit, so if you do see you didn't see it. It's just it was here, and we're all
I didn't
good
see it
now.
either.
Yeah, we didn't see it. So, next track, guys, Jesus Bones. Let's give it a listen.
Oh wow.
Those
So
dissonant
dissonant.
chords.
It's so angry. Oh.
Foundation starts to shake from the pounded full of fakes. Then this door isn't holding back what's in construction's wake. I wanna know how every bone will break. How many breaths are left for me to take? I try to hold the light, but the darkness wasn't great.
Oh, this was so tight.
Own it.
Yeah.
How do I control it?
That dissonant chord. Oh,
Yeah, it's almost like it's slinging, like almost like climbing up.
Cut the air flowing.
Oh.
Wow. Glass in between my teeth. Sharpened words take the shrapnel deep.
that must go so hard live. I'll tell you what.
It will.
In place, it's the square root in a circle race. Stubborn as I stand, I am. I'm deadly, it's a classic case. I wanna know how every promise breaks. Who's good or bad against the chips I place? Fix my focus with these notes on the page. I try to hold the light, but the darkness blazing white. Tragic broken glass in between my teeth.
Oh shit.
That pause.
Words take the shrapnel deep. Tragic broken glass in between my teeth. Sharpened words take the shrapnel deep. How do I own it? How do I control it? Suffocate the breathing. Cut the air flowing. Wounds won't heal until the dirt's cleaned out. Wounds won't heal until the dirt's cleaned out.
Wow. Well, that song is going to quickly become illegal to play in 48 states in Allegheny County. So,
Oh my god.
wow.
Guys, that was Jesus Bones, track 2 off of Incendiary's new album, Change the Way You Think About Pain. Woo! I'm telling you, man, this is I gotta tell you, you got some good ones, Jared. So if you keep bringing this heat, man, you're coming back on a lot.
Hey, man, I'm just here for the experience, but this is one hell of an experience to be here for.
This is a hell of an experience, 100%.
I needed this after crying so much to Sleep Token. I needed just like an angry. I needed to come back and feel like I'm a man again, and this did it for me.
Are you saying that crying is not manly?
Yeah, I just I was listening to Sleep Token on repeat and there's only my tear ducts are all dry. There's nothing left, so now I'm just anger.
Do you wish that you loved me? That's what. No, okay.
Hey, take me back to Eden. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Andy says it only gets better from here. So
Andy, shout out to OG Andy in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to Andy. Crushing it.
Holding it down.
He's always here for when I do the like hardcore, and like he was, like I said, the Counterparts video who he was in. So I feel like anytime I do like a hardcore or like hardcore adjacent band, he's on it. So big salutes to Andy. But whew, this song was great. That like beginning riff with the dissonant chord was just so sick. Like there was something about it that immediately hooked me, and I was like, yeah, this is going on the gym playlist. This is for sure gonna give me some little
It's
extra
gonna get
angst
you
at the gym.
banned from Planet Fitness is what it's gonna do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. I'm ready to ring that lunk alarm. But I really dug that. It reminded me, so the band that I love, and I feel like a lot of people know I love this band, but Greyhaven. I can find a lot of similarities in terms of where they draw from, and I don't know if necessarily they're a fan of Incendiary or not, but I can kind of find parallels of things that I enjoy about their music and the way that they style some of their guitar riffs comparatively to Incendiary. I obviously know Incendiary probably predates Greyhaven, but nonetheless, still really cool.
09. First album came out in 09. I don't know.
Yeah, so they definitely predate Greyhaven. But I do think that, as Jerry mentioned earlier, it pulls from like some of the other hardcore bands that I'm familiar with, being like Knock Loose, Boundaries, even a little bit of Counterparts here and there. Probably not as much, but like those are the types of bands that I'm familiar with in the scene. But
Some kind of like Straight from the Path, a little bit.
A little Straight from the Path, yeah. Definitely, I think more so in like the vocal styling. It's not. I will say, the first song, I don't know if I really got it, but then in this song, Jesus Bones, I was like, okay, I'm starting to pick it up. I'm starting to pick up what they're putting down, you know. So I think this has been phenomenal. What do you have to feel like you have to add to this, Jerry?
I feel like so album of the year is done. It's a went away, right? But like, but
I don't know, man.
Breakdown of the year.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a heavy drop.
That is a heavy
in the
drop.
middle of that song with the silence and then the. I mean, I always have a tendency to speak too soon. They could melt my face with the next 7, but that was a heavy. That was a breakdown. I could have lifted the earth a few times listening to that for sure.
Yeah, that was a straight brick wall. That was like brick wall energy right there. But this one was a great one. I don't want to.
Yeah, I agree. Andy, I agree with Andy. He said Rage Against the Machine. That was the first thing I thought of when I first listened to this band, like back in 20. It has a little bit of that, Zach De La Rocha kind of feel to his vocal. But without a lot of the same kind of cliche vocals that hardcore music sometimes tends to have. The vocal content and lyrical content in this is actually really solid. If I'll have to go back and read them later, but I know from Thousand Mile Stare, they're really unique in their lyric writing. It's not something that you typically see for the genre.
Sure. No, it definitely feels that way, and I also will probably go check out the lyrics on this album too, because I think you can listen to like the actual musicality of it, and you're like, okay, this hits like a truck, but also for the lyricism to kind of have that same sort of properties is also really cool. Andy did mention Snapcase is another good hardcore band that we haven't heard of, so we'll have to check them out. And then in terms of album of the year, he said between this and Invan Animate so far.
That's a number. That's a top of a lot of people's lists.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I have listened to Sleep Token a lot this week. I don't know. It's still tough.
We have Polaris coming September 1st. Yep.
Got Polaris coming out. Silent Planet. I just saw Garrett post and say he got the mix and master back from Buster Oldheim of the band Humanity's Last Breath, and Viljaharta, and man, oof, that
Dude,
one.
Talk about an unstoppable duo. Dan Bronstein, producer, and then Buster for the mix and master. Whoa. Woo, boy, they're going to be bringing the heat. I feel it already.
It's going to be tough, man. I'm telling you. But, I mean, I feel like for Andy to say that this is in his albums a year, I mean, I think that's probably pretty high marks. I know he's
Oh,
a man
and
of
he's
taste.
already heard the whole thing. Okay, so hits
Yeah,
between this and okay.
Yeah.
Wow, high praise.
That's what I said. Yeah, so that I'm like, if we are in for it, then we have not even touched the precipice. And also, Polaris is out 2 days before his birthday, so that's awesome. So
Salutes.
come join me for when I review it, because I'm gonna be reviewing it because Sharp Tone's cool and I love them. Shouts. Very excited. It's gonna be great. The next song, guys, is going to be Echo of Nothing. So let's give it a listen. I'm just curious if I backed it up all the way. We're gonna do it all the way, man.
Yeah, these songs are starting like really fast.
They are.
It's that desperation, the risk they take.
Oh,
To bring the terror of
These
the feeling
riffs.
state. Engage your life with just a little taste of freedom. Believe in a sense of
Ooh, that
place.
bell
The
hit?
mission stuck in the coast for blood. Indenturing captives in the desert sun. Traversing the open sea. To feel the sands opportunity. All quiet on the Western Front. While they cry for help.
The drumming's so interesting.
yeah.
Confusing the calls to the river rain. Cause the waving flag is a different shade. Suffering in silence. Suffering within. They break their spirit. Break their fucking will. Held between no man's
This is tough.
prisoners. Don't fight, can't frustrate. All quiet on the Western Front. While they cry for help in the Eastern Front. Confusing the calls to the river rain.
Good choice, Jared.
Cause the
Good
waving
choice.
flag
So solid.
is a different shade.
Give it to me. It's about to happen.
When the world dries up.
That's like when they're telling everybody to split up.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They'll look down at the street and use the stones to speak. Every window deserves a brick. 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 Every fucking window gets a brick.
Oh my god.
I mean, say less. I'll go get a brick right now.
This
Brendan?
whole album is like a brick wall.
Brendan, say less. I got a couple bricks.
We're gonna have enough bricks to build a house, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Holy shit, Brandon. That was track 3, Echo of Nothing. Thoughts?
I don't have any thoughts, man. These tracks have been like, I feel like anything that I have to say about this song has just like, it just makes me think about the Oonga Boonga riffs, and man, they got plenty of them in this. We are 3 songs in to this album, and these are some of the most gnarly riffs I've heard this year, thus far. Like, I will fully stand by the fact that this album is as good as it is right now, and obviously we're gonna get through the rest of it, but I would care to guess the thing that is going to make this album just so damn good is the drumming. There's just something about it where it just doesn't matter where the song is, it just course corrects with the insane amount of drumming that's going on in this album. So I would probably say as long as the drumming is just fucking ape shit like this, I think I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this album very thoroughly.
Couldn't agree more. I think there's something to be said for like having a formula that you know that worked and like
Oh
just
yeah.
doing what you're really good at. And so far, like I respect the shit out of this. Like 2 minutes and 40 seconds, 2 minutes and 50 seconds of just pure filth, like and just bangers. Like I after such a crazy month, like it's been a crazy month
It
for
has
music.
been, yeah, to be fair.
You know, ending the month with just like in your face pounding. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
The boys are holding it down so
the
far.
boys are holding it down. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to check out the rest of this. Andy says that his favorites are CTE, Collision, and the title track are my absolute faves off the record.
I'm gonna
So
have CTE from headbanging if I keep going at this rate. Yeah,
I'm gonna have a concussion probably. I
yeah.
literally smacked my head against my microphone, so I feel like there's a very good chance that I will have some sort of concussion if I don't take care of myself here. So, but yeah, no, I kind of attribute them, and not, I know sonically they probably don't. They're in the same ballpark, but not the same thing. But like Kublai Khan, you know, when you listen to Kublai Khan, you see them and you're like, that dude's gonna fuck me up. And you be damn right,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that shit fucking hits like a brick wall. So I think that's kind of like the mentality that I have listening to this album is the same mentality that I have and why I loved their last EP so much, because I think for me, there's just something about it that is immediately once you get in, like it triggers all of the things in your head that you like hate for whatever reason, and it just turns that shit up to 10, and you're like, okay, yeah, what's stopping you from just punching a hole straight through your computer? Nothing? Okay, great. Let's do it. You know, or like, you know, I feel like this is the type of album that if you see me in real life and you see me driving my car, all of my windows are down, I'm listening to this Incendiary record. I am just fucking head banging in my car, and
With stank face.
you best be head banging along with me at a stoplight. Yeah, we're like, if I look at you and you're not headbanging, 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down and a brick through a window.
Yeah, and what a normie. We don't like normie energy here, you know, so I can't deal with that. But yeah, this has been great. So again, kudos to Jared. I'm gonna keep saying it, but man, this one has been a real treat, you know.
Kudos to you, man. Just because I recommend it doesn't mean we have to do it. So
Hey,
the fact that you were
listen,
down is good enough for
I
me.
respect it, you know, because I respect your level of, you know, your level of care when it comes to albums. I feel like you wouldn't have recommended me an album that you don't think I would have enjoyed, and I gotta say, I've been thoroughly enjoying this album. So I'll have to go back and
Pleasantly
listen to some old
surprised.
stuff. I'll
Yeah.
have to go back and listen to some old stuff. Well, I love Boundaries. Like that, Burying Brightness was insane. So, and I still have to listen to the new track. I didn't listen to that one yet.
There's like 3 of them. They just like
There's
out of nowhere.
3?
Yeah, there's like at least
The
2.
fuck?
They just like out of nowhere. They're like, hey, surprise, guys. There's 2 new tracks, and like no marketing, just dropped.
Yeah, that's what I did see one post, because I had a buddy of mine do like one of their music videos, and I was like, didn't they just released an album? Like, why did they what's them? They did another track? Like, that's crazy. So I'll have to check out all of them now. So, oh, Andy said I was actually going to ask you to react to the album anyway.
Hell yeah.
So you and Andy are on the same wavelength. That's awesome. Love to see it.
Yeah, the Boundaries released one track a month ago called Bedlam, and then 2 weeks ago Armageddon, and there's a music video for Armageddon, and both of those tracks were not on the album. So
Correct. Yeah, they're new songs. So, all right. Well, I have some homework to do, so I'll do that. I'll also spoil which ones I'm doing coming up. So I just did one for Bless the Falls, new song, the new Polaris song, of course, the new Movement song. I think that's it. There was maybe
My
another
boy
one.
never sleeps.
I don't sleep, actually. That's facts. So if I look tired all the time, it's because I don't sleep.
Your poor cat sleeps enough for both of you.
My cat does sleep a lot, so big salutes. But we are going to move on to the next track, which is Host/Parasite. So I'm gonna reel it back again, and hopefully we get all the juicy details of the song. So let's get into it.
Oh, finally one that starts off slower. They've all
Why
been
not? I
in
can
your
catch
face.
my breath on.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. Interesting.
This kind of feels like Brendan Murphy.
Oh yeah.
This riff with the double bass.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Ooh, that little lead.
Little solo? Little
solo?
solo? Oh no.
Oh, it's coming.
We will steal. We will
Fuck.
ache. We will starve. We will break. We will steal. We will ache. We will starve. We will break.
More dissonance.
The last
Ooh, that was great.
has set. We will steal. We will ache. We will starve. We will break. The last sun has set.
Oh,
Wow.
that one might
Holy
be my
shit.
that one might be my favorite so far. That might be my favorite one so far, I think.
It was really fucking good.
Oh, I need a moment to think about that one. That one.
Well, that was Host Parasite, guys. Track 4 on the Incendiary album.
God.
I don't know how much you listened to like older school Lamb of God, like Ashes of the Wake back in the day.
No.
It may have been, but there was a lot of like in that main that was very Lamb of God type of riff with the screaming dissonance over the top, and like you said. Super interesting drumming. I don't really like. There's parts in the song where I don't know what's coming next, and the way that they change it up, combined with the tone, that snare and the bass, whew, chef's kiss. That was a great track. Definitely, I think I'm with you. That's my favorite so far.
That I think what sold me was that like that and then it's like that whole part. Oh, if that shit could win awards. That was so good.
Super solid.
That might have been
so good.
I want to count the chickens before they hatch, but that might be one of my favorite riffs this year. Like breakdown riffs.
Wow, high praise.
Breakdown
Andy's
riffs?
crying. Andy's dropping F's in chat. He's so happy right now.
I feel, oh man, well, it was just so, I think the thing was that I'm glad you pointed out, but like this one doesn't start off right away. It just kind of like, there's this like ambience and allowing like the guitars to kind of like make their like sounds
Breathe,
and shit
yeah.
breathe, and then they get right into the riff, and I'm like, bro,
That was
that shit sent me. I was so sick, and then they kind of tease you a little bit before the breakdown. Like they're just like, okay, so we're gonna hit you with this like blank space, but then we're gonna kind of go into a build up moment, and you're like, oh, did they? I was like, did they wimp out? Did they wimp out? Are they gonna?
No.
Are they?
They
and
never do.
Then, for the sheer fact that you feel like they're gonna wimp out, they double down on it, and then they slam you on your fucking neck with that guitar riff and breakdown. Oh, chef's kiss.
Wow.
10 out of 10. This one's the best one. I don't like. I feel like this one's going to be very hard to beat. I'm just gonna say that.
So like if this was a 4-track EP, you'd be like they saved the best for last.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
They crushed it. I mean, you can't say otherwise. I feel like that
No,
guitar
I
riff,
can't.
that breakdown, that combination
It was so
was
different. They had that like higher like pitch, almost I wouldn't say power chord, but like that like in the beginning, towards the beginning of the song, they had that like a higher sounding guitar lead than anything I've heard before so far on this track.
Yeah, it's this one. I think out of the 4 that we've listened to thus far, this one was probably like the most different, but like
Most dynamic.
but
yeah.
also dynamically was like the most diverse too. So I like this one a lot. Like I said, number 1 right now. But we still
How
got
the
more.
hell are they going to top this with Live Liberty? I'm ready to hop into that.
I don't know. Even CTE. I don't know. Like Andy says that one's a good one. So
If Andy said CTE and Collision are the best, that I mean, I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to warn the neighbors now.
I'm gonna have to warn my roommate across the hall. He's gonna be pissed if I start screeching. So anyway, we're gonna get into Live Liberty. So Jared and I can be the most hated people, doing this live stream. So it's okay. It'll be well worth it, I think. So.
Oh wow. Very
Interesting chord.
Deftones-y sort of start. Yeah.
It's very sludgy. Oh.
Oh, I love this.
It's like 2 dissonant things over top of each other.
Yeah.
Interesting drum pattern.
Ooh, ears. Yeah.
Oh, my ears. This is insane.
And we're shrugging at the mouse we need to be. Your blood's our color, different day. What we bleed. You've been trying to prevent it. Still living with your hate and resentment. That's how the door buying it. Flush a lit patriot. Blue line penetrate. Cosplay soldier. False American. Do you see what I see? Or did they make you believe?
This is very straight.
This lie,
Yep.
this lie of liberty. Do you see what I see? Or did they make you believe? This lie of liberty.
Oh, punk beat?
See the cracks in a fractured state. Kneel before your triumph stake. Flush a lit patriot. Blue line penetrate. Cosplay soldier. False American. Do you see what I see? Or did they make you believe? This lie of liberty. Do you see what I see? Or did they make you believe? This lie of liberty.
Oh.
See the cracks in a fractured state. Kneel before your triumph stake. 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 Kneel before your triumph stake.
Wow.
Oh, God. Fuck.
Dude, just beef. Straight beef.
This is oof. Oh, man. Guys, this was
Those
track
chants
5.
got me. Sorry. Go ahead.
Lie of Liberty off of Incendiary's new album. change the way you think about pain. We're going through the entire album. I'm with my best friend Jared. Good times all around. And he was the one who shared this record with me, and now I'm having a very life-changing experience listening to Incendiary. So I want to apologize. I want to make a public statement. I apologize for not listening to Incendiary sooner than this. I feel like they made this whole album just so that I would listen to it and be a changed man. So I'm saying I'm about halfway there, and by the time we get to this last track, I'm going to be full-on man. So I'll be able to lift a car, I think, after this. Even though I should go to bed.
Live Liberty. I'll tell you, look, I was kind of like earlier. I never know where the track's kind of going.
Oh yeah, that beginning was very interesting.
And then to end it with like the group chants, like the yells, dude, I'm all in. Like I just pushed all my chips to the middle of the table. I'm like, whatever happens next, take my virginity. I'm ready.
Take my. I hope they quote that in one of their album, like when they go through the thing and they're just like, this one random dude in this one live album review we watched.
Take my virginity.
Yep. I love that, guys. His name's Jared, so just make sure to cite him when you do that.
Leave across oceans out of this. Just put my name,
even though it's in the title of this video. So
poor Damien.
Can't take it back. Yep, it's all right.
Yeah,
well,
poor Damien.
I'm sorry. I forgot you're two halves of one whole. So, but I agree. At the beginning, I was like, what are they gonna do with this? Also, for the sheer fact that they layered on like 3 dissonant pieces together, and you're like,
yes,
you're like, what? You're like, they're like, how much dissonance? And they're like, yes.
Yeah, it was like. In some parts, I was like, does this work? And then, like, the longer it kept going, I'm like, oh, yeah. It works.
I think the fact that they added on that 3rd layer of dissonance, I was like, bruh. I was like, it was already funky as it is, and they were just like, we're just going to throw another layer in there. It's a little bit higher up. It's going to work. And it does. It works.
So awesome.
But it was so odd, but I liked it a lot, actually. As well as that last, like you said, that last breakdown.
The chant, yeah.
I feel like I could stand in front of like a 16-ton truck and just hold it. Just fucking, going full throttle. I feel like I could just I feel like Superman, like
This just in, Brandon is competing on the world's next season of Strongest Man Alive. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Man. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to do that. But, I'm trying to get strong. So we'll see what happens. But
these thick riffs will help with that.
Oh, bro! If only the people at Planet Fitness knew I listened to these beefy riffs, man. I always wonder because I do have it up pretty loud in my headphones when I'm listening to it. So I'm just wondering if someone walks by me and they just assume that I'm like listening to not like hardcore music, and they walk by me and they hear me listening to Incendiary.
Oh,
oof!
I thought you were gonna be like Beyonce, like somebody listens, like walks by, and you're like, I'm singing. No, sorry.
I start screaming the lyrics of this song. Yeah, that would definitely set the alarms off. But yeah,
this one was ready to get CTE?
Yeah, you ready to get CTE'd, baby? Let's go. We're making this a noun or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I didn't go to school, so let's get into track 6, CTE. This is gonna be. I feel.
Oh, I'm in danger.
That's when the pit opens up. I can feel it. Oh, this is gonna be nasty. Mamma mia.
Well, the first half of the song is just an intro.
My tears melting, drip by drip.
Where did they get all this beef from?
Oh.
Footsteps approaching, sitting on the road. Feel the vibrations, don't pick up the phone. Eyes are twitching, hands are shaking. Know they're watching every move I'm making. Ringing in the ears, it's too much to take. You've had a grudge with me. What the fuck did you just say? They're coming for me. Focus, swarm.
Oh.
Mind melting, trip by trip. Mind melting, trip by trip. Who knows what day it is? Don't recognize their face. The lighting starts to dim. The battery starts to drain. Turn the volume down. Just gotta stay in bed. The candles melted wax. You broke your fucking head. Mind melting, trip by trip. Mind melting, trip by trip.
That was.
It ended sooner than I thought because
Oh my god, that leads right into Collision. That was wild. All right, well guys,
wow.
that was CTE, track 6 off of Incendiary's new album. You can read the title. Change the way you think about pain. Here we go. I said it anyway. So, ooh, well, I will say that first half of the song was like a precursor for the rest of it, which I loved. That just like really fast guitar pick, like riffing, bro.
It's very so the first like 50 seconds is that build up. It's this one for me felt really and the guitar work felt really thrash inspired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like really like super heavy 80s 90s thrash metal inspired with the riffing. But I was thinking that right as it went from thrash into like a 2000s era metalcore breakdown, and I'm like, finally, the music I grew up with and the music I grew into collide. I was stoked. That was a super solid track. I could see why that would be Andy's favorite. I
Yeah.
definitely had no idea what was coming when it was at 50 seconds. I almost was like, is this an interlude track? Like, what's going on? And then at the 50-second mark, it went, nope.
I honestly
Get
thought
ready
it
to get
was.
CTE.
I thought it was gonna be like a beefier, just like slow, like dumb breakdown track. You know, I thought it was gonna
Yeah.
be like one of those beefy tracks. I mean, it still was. Don't get me wrong. There is plenty of beef in this song, but I was kind of expecting it to be just like, you know, just like an just open-ended, like you would see this, hear this song, and this is like all of the mosh people would just be coming out in droves. This is where you'd see people like jumping off the stage, fucking, you know, landing on somebody, I don't know, crowd killing, all that shit. I feel like that intro part for sure, 100%. There's no way that room
The
isn't
build-up.
split by that
Yeah.
point. So I like that. I also really, like I said, the guitar work was something that I think stood out to me the most. I just really liked that, just like really fast guitar, like picked thing. I just thought it was so tight. It felt very, again, that thrash inspired guitar work, but it was just like in your face, like, and especially after having that kind of moment of like pause, you know, in that like interlude sort of like portion of the song. I do feel like I'm really excited for Collision because I feel like CTE was like just like the appetizer.
Yeah,
and
they might be
they
like,
might be
blending
joined,
together.
you know.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the way that the song just kind of bled into the Collision. I think that was really cool, and I think it would obviously make more sense if we didn't stop and we just went through both of them. But you know, obviously hindsight's 2020. But I thought this one was really solid. I can definitely see why this one is Andy's favorite because it definitely brings the heat. If anything, I feel like this album just makes me want to do like hardcore music, like write riffs like that. I don't know. I was just really hyped, so maybe
It makes you want to go commit a felony, honestly.
I don't know. If you want to have that out there, Jared. I just want to let you know.
Hey, I said it makes me want to. Change the way you think about felonies.
They're gonna have a hard time really switching that name up, especially since the album's out now.
I'm gonna get sued for
Yeah.
copyright infringement from Closed Casket.
Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry, I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah. Also, I really have to look and see if this album's on vinyl because now I'm gonna have to pick it up or pick up an Incendiary.
Broken the first time you get it. You're gonna break it on
It's
your
gonna
head.
The whole album's made with like the first pressing of the album's made with glass shards because that's like how you're gonna feel after you've done listening to it.
You're like, dang it! This is the 8th time I've bought this vinyl, and I keep breaking it every time.
Every time it turns on. Yeah, I actually just smashed my head against the record player. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the mic.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So. Anyway, we're going to get into the next track, which is track 7. It is Collision. So let's give it a listen.
This one's for you, Andy.
This one's for you, Andy. Oh, it's on vinyl. All right, let's go, baby.
Ties have been severed, sovereignty crumbling, institutions ended, we're searching for something. Green, turning red. Driving straight ahead, steel against steel. From the abstract to real.
Oh.
Existed on separate planes and never shall they meet. With no war still yet to come, we are skidding towards the beat. Let's break it on the blacktop, better steer clear, take the hit. Decide would rather die than give a fucking inch. Red syndicate's agenda, go up the minds of our own. You think you can trust them? They uphold the status quo.
Ooh.
Can't look away,
Okay.
away from the crash. Can't look away, away from the crash. Collision!
I'm done. I give up.
Back up your words! Make our claim to the throne!
I'm sorry, Incendiary. I won't miss out on another album of yours again.
I failed you.
I failed you.
Bastard King!
Oh yeah. Bring the beat.
We're gonna get another breakdown.
Existed on separate planes and never shall they meet.
30,
With
20
no
seconds
war
left.
still yet to come, we
They
are
can do it.
skidding towards the beat. Ties have been severed, sovereign is crumbling.
Oh, we're back to the
Institutions
riff,
ended, we're
yeah.
searching for something this side. One breath of time.
That halftime?
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
Oh, shit.
Oh God.
We're getting into it now, Brandon.
We have been getting into it. This has been nuts. Woo.
Second half of the album hits a little different.
It does. It's all a downhill slide from here on out. But man, that one was great. I will say I think CTE and Collision like are together. I feel
Yeah.
like they bleed well into each other. So I would probably say they again have this sort of synergy together. So I wouldn't consider them to be like one track. I imagine that's probably why he split it up because otherwise it'd be a pretty long track. But yeah, I feel like it almost feels like a continuation of what CTE brought. So I can understand why people would
the
like both.
title too, like CTE is caused by multiple collisions. Like it's together for sure.
Yeah, so I did not know about that. So I'm gonna pass that off to Jared's knowledge.
Do you know what CTE is?
I have no idea what it is.
Oh, you're not a sports guy. So
I'm not.
CTE is like what happens to like boxers and football guys when they take too many blows to the head, i.e., collisions. And
Ah,
they go crazy and like they're like anyway. Yeah, the CTE is like it's in the last couple of like decade or 15 years or so, it's gotten a lot of traction and put the NFL under a lot of fire.
sure,
But
yeah.
anyway, but CTE collision, like that's
When you
it's
you
that I
smacking heads
that's what
together.
yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
It's
Well,
together. It's together for sure.
I think that's great. I think, and I like I said, the synergy between those two songs is really well put together. I also love the fact that it is practically at the middle of the album, so I love the fact that that's what they kind of wanted to go for sonically, is just that sort of a synergistic sound. So really enjoyed that. The breakdown was really tough in this track, much like most of the breakdowns on this album
Which
thus
one?
far. Which one?
So
All
good.
of them. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. You know, honestly, I think it just makes me think like while I was listening to the song, it just makes me think, wow, there's just so many great bands out there that you feel like shit. Wow, there's not enough time to listen to everything, but I'm so glad I was able to listen to this album because I think thus far I've been having a great time. The music just hits. I imagine it's gonna hit a little bit different when I throw this, on at the gym, So I feel like this one, very similarly to Andy, might be climbing the ranks of my albums
I
this
can't
year.
wait to read the lyrics for this one for sure.
This is
for
gonna
this
be
album.
tough, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think if I was to pick out of the two, I obviously can understand why this being another favorite of Andy's as well, but I think it just had this really great punch to it. The guitar riffing along with the drumming again, and just the instrumentals in general are just really tight. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I noticed about bands that can kind of shift in that way, and I think hardcore music as a whole is very good with just like stopping on a dime and then course correcting, going in a completely different direction. I don't think that's like any other genre really, to my knowledge, that can do it in that sort of like to a T turn and then just move. Like it's just so agile in that way. So I love that. And the actual screaming has kind of grown on me. At first I was like, I don't know if I really necessarily get it, but I don't think it's necessarily the screaming, but it's just the energy that you feel.
So it's less of a scream and more of a yell.
It's more of a
for
yell,
this.
but it's like
Yeah.
it's this energy, and I'd imagine that same sort of energy applies to seeing them live. This is a band that I feel like you're probably gonna have to see live in order to really get the full experience. But just listening to this album, I think for me it was like a good dip in the water. And then I'm going to have to go see them live, and I'm probably going to get my ass kicked. So
Has it changed the way you think about Incendiary?
it has changed the way I think about Incendiary, because I didn't have any thoughts about Incendiary before, and now I do have some thoughts about Incendiary. So it's
I'm gonna
good.
run that joke into the ground before the end of this
I
stream. So.
can tell. It's all right. We're gonna change the way that we're gonna change the way you think about dad jokes. So
I'm glad you went there.
I got
All
you.
right.
I got you, Jared. We're doubling down. But what did you think about Collision?
I thought it was really. I thought, like you said, I thought it was a continuation of CTE. Really, really solid track. Like, I mean, there was just similar. Like, to the other, I don't know where that's going at any given point in time, and that's really. But it keeps me engaged. It keeps me interested, right? And a lot of hardcore music, you have a lot of these like minute and 20-second songs where it's like, okay, you're gonna start off slow, you're gonna have a breakdown, you're gonna build up to it, whatever. This is like. I'm definitely sensing at different points throughout these tracks, Will's like, I had a hand in here. I had my hand in here too. My hand is in my bag here. Like, I can tell with the different, like, so much nuance and difference than what I would expect from a traditional, just in-your-face hardcore album. They find ways to sprinkle elements in some of these songs that I think is really tasteful, and I like it. I like when I don't know where it's going. And I think that this, so far, there's been a lot of moments where I'm like, oh shit, what's going to happen next? And I've been pleasantly surprised. So
It's the unpredictability, I think. That's what really
Yeah.
has shocked me about this album, is that like you think it's going to go one way and they're like, "Oh, you sure? You sure about that? You sure about
Psych.
that?" Yeah. Oh, we caught you? Oh, okay. Sorry. We didn't mean that. But we're gonna do it anyway, and we're gonna do it again, and you're gonna look like an idiot for saying like, oh, it's gonna definitely be doing this part, and then who knows? So I'm just gonna stop guessing about Incendiary songs. I'm just gonna let them do their thing, and then I can comment on it after, so I don't look like an idiot.
3 more tracks left. Let's do this thing.
This has been great. We really have. I got to give credit to Jared because normally we take so long. Like the Currents album was so long, and this one is just. We're literally on track 8. This is insane.
And we're an hour in. I'm
This is
loving
awesome. This is great. We're gonna get to bed so early. It's gonna be awesome.
it.
So.
Tequila be damned. Let's go.
This one's a Rats in the Cellar. So let's give it a spin.
Feedback.
The feedback. Oh yeah.
Oh, they doubled down on it. Okay, I like that.
Couple bars. Yeah.
Twilight hangs over the town.
Oh yeah.
Instructed to face the crowd. There's a
I like that one guitar string.
something's growing, something's human, something's moving, something's brewing. Signs glued to the walls.
Something through it. Oh, that was sick.
The paint sprayed up on the halls. Read the tags across the doors. Soak it in and heed their call. Pouring gas upon the fire.
I'm on it.
Yes, let's go.
Smashing statues of the martyrs.
Yeah.
Are you still one of the living?
Oh, that's sick.
With your fist up in the street.
Are you still?
Are you still one of the living?
That's so sick.
Standing out amongst the sheep. Are you still one of the living? With
That's
your
the chorus,
fist up in the
sure.
street. Are you still one of the living? Standing out amongst the sheep.
That double bass with a cymbal ride? Alright.
I'm all in.
This is an all or nothing. Yeah.
Tensions rise with the hatred of speech. Crowds assemble, there's panic in the heat. Words of one incite the violence of the nation. Sliding into chaos, death of liberation. Are you still one of the living? With your fist up in the street. Are you still one of the living? Standing out amongst the sheep. Are you still one of the living? With your
They
fist
got
up
me.
in the street. Are you still one of the living? Standing out amongst the sheep.
I'm not safe.
Pouring gas upon the fire. Smashing statues of the martyrs. The beast is fed, now watch as it grows. Power corrupts and we lose control. The beast is fed, now watch as it grows. Power corrupts and we lose control.
Oh,
The
yes.
beast is fed, now watch as it grows.
Oh,
was-
the palm mutes.
That was gross.
Oh,
That was gross. That was gross.
I'm gonna be sick.
I'm gonna that. I'm not. I'm. Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
That's how I, at that last breakdown, that's how I felt. I was like,
I'm feeling it.
I'm
me
feeling
boy.
it.
Yeah.
Feeling it. Yeah. I'm feeling it, me boy. Guys, if you're just tuning in, that was track 8, Rats in the Cellar by Incendiary off their new album, Change the Way You Think About Pain. And we've been changed the way we think about Incendiary right now. So I don't know. If you're like
I'm
me,
not ready for this one to be over.
I have not either. I think this has a lot. I'll be honest too. Like I think this is gonna have so much replay value. Like I think this is an
yeah.
album I'm gonna go back and listen to so much now. Like it's so good. I like it. Like that first song, like gave me that like first initial like, okay, you're getting a little taste of what Incendiary is, and now we're at track 9. I'm like, give me more Incendiary right now.
Luckily for you, you have a discography you haven't listened to yet.
I do. Maybe I'll have to have Jared on, and we'll have to have the Incendiary marathon. You know, that's where I would have more reverb, and it'd be like
coming to you.
Coming to
Pay-per-view Saturday night.
Yeah. Incendiary. And their album Insert Here.
Mile Stare.
Oh my god. This one, I don't know. I think this is in a close second to Host/Parasite. I think
really.
I think I enjoyed this one a lot. I think just that
you like
I like that.
Are you still? Yeah, you like that.
Yeah, that was so sick. And also, I really enjoyed that breakdown with the fucking just like the one like fucking harmonic like. It was so
beep, beep. Yeah.
It was just unnecessary, but like completely valid.
I'm here for it.
I was here for it. What do you think about this song, Jared?
I was so thrown off by the harmonic that kept going into the breakdown, and then the fact that the chorus kind of rides the second half of the song. But I mean, these guys just continue to like throw bottles at my face, and I'm a fan. So, Rats in the Cellar. I think this is one that's I may have to go back and listen to more to really appreciate, but yeah, I think the last 2 tracks are going to be. Am I the only one looking at the length of that last one and going, "Holy shit"?
Yeah, this is. I saw it when I uploaded it. I was like, this seems like a long song for a hardcore band. So,
well, like that 10-minute Boundaries track with like the crazy like minutes of silence and then like the ending part.
Yeah, that was awesome. But no, I really enjoyed that. Another cool thing that I liked, that chorus where like the stops, man, like the way that they changed up that like just the beats mixed in. I don't feel like bands in even metalcore don't even do that. Like there's just something about it where you're like you said, it catches your ear. There's shit that you are like, oh, they won't do that, and then they go and do some crazy shit, and you're like, this is wild. So I don't know. Andy said the title track is their magnum opus on this record. So that I don't say less. I feel that's a big statement. So we only have one. We only. You are never going to stop talking about that album, I think.
Rightfully so.
I know. Well, I should have you on for the discussion of people that I see on my timeline. It's either have people that hate the album and have people that love the album.
Oh, are you kidding? I'll fight anyone that hates the album. I will physically assault anyone that hates the album.
All right, don't say that. I don't need that. I don't need that type of press.
I don't need that copyright strike. I'm kidding. I love everyone equally.
There you go.
But you're wrong, and I hate you.
There you go. You could say that. That's good. That counts. This is Santosha, Illusions of Self. I was gonna say Salt, but that Self seems cooler. So let's give this one a listen. Oh, that little blast beat.
Yeah, it's very fit for an autopsy drum roll.
The only truth is present. It melts away the sin. I want the hammer smashing. Cerebral hell wearing. Killing the future self.
I love the chants on this record, man.
They are sick.
Killing the future self.
I like the reverb or something going on with the vocals.
Yeah.
Transcend the lines we're telling. Friction internally. Detachment from our hemorrhage. Set drifting.
The riffs are chunkier than this chunky peanut butter I have here.
Killing the future self.
I hope that makes a thumbnail.
That's going to be the thumbnail. You found it. Come on, Brandon, hit me. Hammer smashing.
Oh, what? That Digitech whammy? Let's go.
Now the trains come off the tracks, and the knuckles are turning white. I'm climbing up the mountain, still the something's not in sight.
Oh.
I love this.
Yes, I feel the pressure. Yes, I feel the strain. No, I can't escape it. It always ends the same.
Oh, this riff is gnarly.
It always ends the same.
Oh God, fuck
Fuck
me.
my life. Oh my god.
If I could write a track half as beefy as this, I'd be stoked.
Forget it. I mean, that's my favorite. That's my favorite track. On for that ending part alone.
Oh, that riff.
I hope I never have to see this live. Fucking, I'll die. I'll die. Nice knowing you.
This
I'm
one.
gonna get into the pit on this
This
song.
one was
Yep.
This was awesome.
Santosha.
I don't know.
Illusion of
Santosha.
Self. Not track number 9 off. Change the way you think about breakdowns.
Jesus Christ, yeah, you're right. I still think Host/Parasite is still number 1 for me, but I probably put this at I probably put it at the same level.
There's been so much that happened. I need to go back and listen to that again to know to like accurately tier them. But I feel like I spoke too soon about crying. I hope I don't cry this last song.
I just like what did they say? Hammer smash or hammer fall?
Hammer smash.
That's what I
I
thought.
went,
Yeah.
holy shit, yeah.
And it's like yeah.
I love those riffs, like at the end of that, like the riffs that climb down the fretboard in
Oh.
these, like they go up and down, like very. Knock Loose does it a lot, and in the beginning, that was a very Will Putney / Fit for an Autopsy drum kind of
I would
fill at
agree.
the beginning
Oh,
of the
yeah.
song.
Oh yeah.
It had his name all over it, so I went, "Oh, there's the Will Putney thing." Dude, that song, I was kind of like, and even at the end, I was trying to find the time of the breakdown with my headbang, and it took me like 5 seconds. I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, I think I found it now." And then they hit me with the. I went, "Oh no, okay, I'm in danger." But what a solid song!
Spot the Putney. I'll tell you what. This has been wild. I gotta again. I know I keep saying it, but man, I'll tell you what. Will Putney is the master of his craft. I'll tell you what's good. That's Jesus Christ,
Dude,
man.
all of the albums that we grew up listening to in our late teens, early 20s, all of the earlier For Today albums, right? Like,
yeah.
dude, I mean,
Beef.
he was the guy. He was the
Beef.
guy that brought all the Silent Planet albums. Earlier Silent Planet.
Yeah.
He was the guy. Like, dude, are you kidding? Like
Him and
all,
Sturgis.
like,
I love Joey Sturgis's stuff too. I don't know. I'm a
like moths. I'm looking at this. Like moths to flames. Stray from the path. Knocked loose. Thy art is murder. Like all this stuff that he's done, man. It's insane.
yeah. I think he did Greyhaven too. I'm pretty sure. I want to say he did.
Man.
He's done a lot. So, I mean, what a list of accomplishments. But I mean, Incendiary, to add them onto the list, man, is awesome.
North Lane.
North
Ooh,
Lane,
he did
yeah.
North Lane too.
Yeah, he did do North Lane. That is correct. So, I mean, he's got again just a list of accolades, and you know, I could make this a Will Putney sim session, but I don't really want to. So, I've already said enough. So we are going to get into we're getting into the last track, Jared. I think you know this whole album is. I just want to note that this album is 30 minutes long, and it is straight heat.
Well,
Just let that sink in.
Let's Let's reserve until we hear the last track.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like we got a good shot at it being good. I don't feel like Andy would put that out there if he didn't believe it to be true. So, and he said that he also did both Greyhaven records. So I knew I liked that. I knew I liked. You already know I love Greyhaven. So
Those are your boys.
Those are my boys. I love them. Shout outs. But let's listen to the title track, guys.
Let's either laugh, cry, or both.
All of it. We're all going through everything, all the emotional states.
Guide us home. Pick it up.
The nights fall silent, and it's deafening. Something in
Oh
your
my
guilt,
God.
sinking into now. You still can't hide the termites in your smile.
Oh no! Oh no! The album.
They're gonna say the album name.
Yeah.
Repeat the lies that you're telling yourself to live. Can't rise to the game. The books say it's a mindset, but your mind still says the same. Walk together with the Godhead, still reaching for a hand. Always getting in your own way. Can't accept what it demands.
We getting more? We might.
I'm scared. I'm scared, Brandon.
Are you gonna save yourself? Are you gonna save
Oh, I like this dark, like dissonant thing.
change?
Ooh.
Change the way. Change the way you think about pain.
Ooh, that was soft.
Well done. I love that.
Change the way you think about pain.
This riff is so tight. The lead.
Change the way you think about pain. Change the way you think about pain.
Oh god. What's gonna happen? Are they doubling down or is it breakdown time? think it's fading out.
It's fading out. Interesting. Or if they just came back with just a gnarly riff at the end.
I'm still not safe. Okay.
Are you gonna be marked as safe?
I don't know. I think we are. Okay, okay. We're okay.
We're okay.
We're okay. We lived.
Guys, we're alive.
I'm gonna mark myself on Facebook. Safe.
Safe, yeah, from
During
the
Change the Way You
Incendiary
Think
record.
About Pain.
You're gonna mark myself safe as an Incendiary. Oh man, wow, what a closer! I love the way that they ended this. Like, I love the way that they rhythmically put the album title name in there. Like, I feel like they didn't have to really do it that way, but I appreciate the fact that they articulated it that way. But the last song, guys, Change the Way You Think About Pain, off of the same album name by Incendiary. Check the links in the description. Go pick it up. If you really enjoyed this album like I did, I'm going to be picking that shit up on vinyl. Come on, you already know that. So, I don't know, man. This was, I will say, it was such a great way to end the album. You know, it was like, you know, I feel like it cemented what I already found out and loved about Incendiary. And I feel like it just kind of like, you know, it put it all in a nice package and they tied up the bow and then they crowd killed the package. So, it was great.
I couldn't agree more. I love the way that in this track, they sort of like in the first 90, I don't know the time stamp, but like they teased it.
Yes.
Like I thought he was gonna do with the change the way you think, but then he just was like change the way, and then he stopped and he went back into the song, and then towards the end it was change the way you think about pain, and I'm like, okay, I love, you know me, I love slow burns. So when I get like Easter eggs and hints of shit like throughout the song, you know, it's the title track, it's named after the album, so like I had a feeling they might do it, but to hear it, like you said, they didn't necessarily have to do it, but to hear them tease it and then to hear them do it with the payoff at the end, I almost kind of like the fact that it didn't end with a chunky breakdown, because it's like there's so many in this album. It's just they kind of let it breathe for the last 40 seconds, but I was not convinced that I could mark myself as
I was
safe
gonna say,
and give myself the green check mark.
I thought
on my
for sure
Facebook
they were gonna.
profile
I thought they were gonna double
3
down.
seconds. I'm like, okay, 3 seconds to go. I think we're okay. But before that, I'm like, I'm not.
You're like, I
I'm
don't
not
trust
putting my
it.
money
I
on
don't trust
anything.
it. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I do think that. I think it culminates what I found out about Incendiary. Like, I think that's all the things that I liked about all of the songs that off this album that I really enjoyed, which is, I would say, a large majority of them, if not all of them. I think it was really kind of cementing how thorough this album is, right? I think the coolest thing about it is that, like, you could pick out moments from this song that kind of were in some of the other songs on the album, not necessarily like exactly, you know, song for song, bar for bar, whatever, but I think there was a certain like there's a certain like level of energy and emotion that went in with this song that you could hear throughout the entirety of the album. I think that that's one of the coolest things about Incendiary that I've just literally found out listening to this album for 30 minutes. Like, I think that was one of the coolest experiences, because I don't think that I think if this album was suggested to me, I probably would have listened to it, but I don't know if I would have done it live. So again, kudos to Jared for bullying me to do this album.
And Andy.
And
Thanks, Andy.
Andy came in on the back end, but I do appreciate Andy as well. But I think this definitely makes me want to listen to more Incendiary, like especially older stuff, because in fact it makes me interested to know if they kind of carry the same sort of energy that they did in previous albums. Like, is this album kind of their best work to date? And I know obviously every band's gonna say, yeah, our newest album's the best work to date, but like, you know, if you're a diehard fan, you know, like maybe some of their older albums are like maybe a little bit more polished or better, you know, produced or whatever, yada yada yada. But for not knowing about this band and literally jumping into this feet first, I definitely love this album a lot. I think this was one that for album of the year, I don't know if I would have ever put on my list, but now I can definitely add this to my list and being like, This is one you need to check out.
It's so fun. I think so. As someone, admittedly, who has only listened to Thousand Mile Stare, which came out in 2017, so they had 6 years between
Ooh.
albums. Um, I would say my opinion would be this album is definitely the most polished in terms of the way that it sounds.
Hmm.
But there's still so many fun tracks on Thousand Miles Stare that got me into it, that I think are equally as fun, heavy, lyrically. Maybe I might resonate with a couple songs more on Thousand Miles Stare, lyrically, but I also haven't listened, like actually dug into the lyrics on this album.
Sure.
But I think if you're gonna spin another one of these albums, like Andy said, work your way backwards. I think Thousand Mile Stare is such a fun, solid listen, and I had a fuck ton of fun listening to this album with you, man. Really.
This was great. I think this was one that I am definitely gonna go back and listen to. It's definitely gonna be one that I'm gonna be spending tomorrow, 100%. It was just, I don't think I've been so engrossed with a hardcore album in quite a bit. So I think for me to just enjoy from front to back this entire album, I don't think there was one song I didn't really enjoy. I think that's a lot of kudos, and for me to kind of like, again, most people know what type of music I'm into, but I try to break out and listen to different stuff. So if you feel like there's any other hardcore bands that you think both Jared and I will like, because I know Jared's more into, I think Jared's a little bit more into hardcore than I am. But yeah, if you got some good bands that are coming up with the albums this year, I probably will have Jared back on to do Jesus Piece with me, because I feel like I have to have Jared on to come to talk about Jesus Piece, because I've been waiting to listen to that album, and I just haven't had the time to get around to listen to it. So I think I'm gonna have to give it a listen. Andy did say that this is their longest album. So for I just want to say
It's only 30
this
minutes.
album is 30 minutes, and this is their longest work to date. That's insane to me. That's crazy.
Yeah. So Thousand Mile. Yeah, I didn't know that. Look at Andy dropping the
knowledge.
dropping the B-side facts.
Ayo.
There you go, Andy.
Andy knows what's
Thank
good.
you, Andy.
Well, Jared, I have to ask, what are your favorites off this? I think I'll go first, because I had to, I know I'm going to be, I think I kind of have an idea. I think Host/Parasite along with Santosha, I think, are my two favorites. And then I would probably put number 3, Change the Way You Think About Pain. I'd probably put Rats in the Cellar. And I probably put Jesus Bones as my last pick.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Santosha number 1.
Oh, okay.
Go title track number 2. I think just because of how cool the blend between CTE and Collision is, number 3 and 4.
Okay, respect.
And then Host and Parasite. I mean, I may tier that differently as I listen to this again tomorrow, and I have a 4-hour drive to the beach this weekend that I'm doing solo, which I can't wait for, because I'm gonna spend this in Sleep Token. So I'm gonna be a simultaneous, like back in the day, they say that like Shakespeare's plays, they would do the dramatic tragedies first, and then they would do the comedies second. So I think it's gonna be a combination of this album and Sleep Token, so I can go from crying to anger, much like our boy Shakespeare.
Hey, yo.
Our boy Shakespeare's pretty
Our boy,
funny.
yeah. Salutes.
But hey,
Shout-outs
man,
to Shakespeare.
I'll say this. This was the most fun I've had listening to a hardcore record since I've listened to Boundaries. I've only listened to a couple of songs on the Jesus Piece new album. They have been fucking
Chef's
heavy
kiss.
and amazing. But I would love to come back and listen to that with you if you're doing that at some point.
Yeah.
Since we have a lot of time in between, like
I know.
big
yeah.
albums.
We do.
So
we got a little time. I also feel like there's some that that people have recommended me to check out. So I have quite a few lists to fill the gaps in. My homies in Sleep Sculptor, they're like a mathcore band, so I'm probably gonna wind up doing that at some point. I did do some reactions to their new songs, and my face melted off. So this is just all plastic surgery. So I don't know how the plastic surgeon did a great job of putting my face back together, but yeah, I'll probably be doing that at some point, maybe this weekend. I know Arrival of Autumn just released their new album, Kingdom Undone. So if you're looking for a good peak metalcore album, if you're like, man, ABR, they did a great job. What if we listened to another album, but like if it was like more old school metalcore music? So I might be doing that one live this weekend. We'll see what happens, but pretty stoked. Andy said the new Jesus piece was produced by Randy LaBouffe. So
Whoa, okay. Hold on. You may not know this. Randy LaBouffe did the new Kubla Khan single,
Yes.
but he also did the new Gideon album.
Yes.
And he had a hand in the Boundaries album. So fuck yes. Let's do that one.
Also, yeah, I did know he did, because I messed up and I thought for sure I for sure thought that I thought Will Putney did the newest Gideon album, and I'm pretty sure that when I did the live review, I said that he did that.
He did it with Ryan Laytrue, which was the guy that I mentioned in the Currents album. He was in For Today. He also helped produce the Gideon album.
There we go.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Also, Andy suggested that we should do Drain's new album, Living Proof. They're another hardcore band. So listen, maybe
coming in clutch.
Maybe this might be the summer of hardcore for Audio Addiction. Maybe we're just gonna be doing a bunch of hardcore albums before we get some, metalcore back on the scene here. Who knows?
I can't wait to watch if that's what you're
Andy
doing.
Andy has made his case known here. So I haven't seen him in a little bit, which I'm not trying to jock him or anything, but I'm glad you're back, Andy. I'm glad you're back, Andy. So salutes. Guys, if you have not checked out Incendiary, links will be down below. But thank you for joining us. It was awesome. I can't believe we finished this in like an hour and a half or less, which is insane to me. Love it. And then give us any suggestions. If you do watch this in the past, if you have any like hardcore albums that are coming out or have come out within this year, let us know. Maybe we'll both hop on and do another one. So yeah, let us know. Jesus Piece is definitely on the way though. That is 100% confirmed, and Jared wants to come back on. I'll gladly have Jared back on anytime.
Before I sign off, I don't care where my bandmate Damien is on September 1st or August 31st.
I guess it would be Polaris. The first. It would be the first, yeah.
We are doing Polaris, and I don't care if you're 8 hours ahead or whatever, or wherever the hell you are. We're doing this together, so.
He's going to wake up at 9 a.m. or wherever the fuck he's at.
7 in the morning, and he's going to fucking do it. And he's not going to cry about it, because this is how we do things. So,
amen, brother. So, guys, thank you for watching. Big salutes to Andy. Again, the GOAT. Love Andy. He's my man. He's awesome. And, guys, catch you in the next video. Thanks, Jared, for coming on again. I love you.